All right. So I'm gonna kind of just kick that back a little bit. Wow, we made it through the whole tune, and that was Playin with Fire, Playin with Fire Band, and I am Ralph Renna, and I want you to remember that name, Playin with Fire Band, because they're going to be coming on to the show really soon, really soon. But hi, here I am. I am here with my my Elvis bust. Now, when you have a garage sale, I was just telling the band they're backstage, and when you have a garage sale, you find the strangest things. And this thing was made by Joan in 1978, and I don't know where it came from, but my wife, she knows I'm up here, and she'll leave props and things around the house, and she must have found that. So Elvis is with us tonight. I'm going to welcome on the band, and this is Kim, Dan, and Dave. Hi, everybody. How are you?
How are you?
Good. Good to see you all. And who are we missing tonight? We're missing Travis.
Travis is actually at Stevie Nicks with his mom.
Wow. Okay.
And then Al Cash, of course.
Al Cash, the legendary Al Cash. All right, we have a lot to talk about tonight. So for people who are just tuning in and maybe going, oh, who's this band? I mean, you're pretty well known around the area. If you throw the name around, people know the Playin with Fire band. Let's take it back to the beginning of this band, which I believe was a band that was born around 2010, 2011. Is that correct? Correct me, please.
Yeah, it was Stevie Wright, our, late bandmate who recently passed away. Him and a bunch of guys at the fire department actually decided to start a band. And so they did, and it kind of took off. And about 2 years in, I joined the band as the lead singer and was blessed enough to find the group of guys. And boy, this band has really, really, really evolved. We started off just doing cover songs and really, just kind of playing like a few gigs a year. And we've kicked it into high gear with all of our original music and just an incredible lineup of very, very, very talented musicians. It's such an honor to play with all of these guys.
I'm glad that you brought that up about the loss in the band, because that was a tough time for you all. And I mean, I think we all had a rough few years. But it was really kind of something that, that threw you for a loop. And did you, how did you feel being like this is something the guy started, but you knew, and I guess you all feel, and you do know that he would want you all to continue. He loved it that much.
Steve Wright was the heart and soul of Playin with Fire in every way imaginable.
Right.
Just a real empathetic guy, super talented vocalist and songwriter, really good. But it was beyond that. I came into the band and Steve was just very friendly. He's just always friendly. Kim and Steve had I saw something special when I joined this band a few years ago. And I said, you can't match this. There's a genuine plutonic love that they have, but he really, you don't get to meet certain people. If you're lucky enough to meet somebody like Steve Wright, you're lucky, and you're
Right.
lucky enough to have him as a friend. He started the band, and then we've kind of evolved along the way. But there, I got to see it from a vantage point, or when I joined, I auditioned for the group, and I saw something pretty special with them. But we kind of evolved in a more original direction after that. But Steve,
which is what we always wanted to do. Steve had written songs a long time ago. When I first joined the band,
Right.
they didn't even allow him to sing.
Right.
And I joined the band and I heard his beautiful voice and I said, Stevie, why aren't you singing? And he's like, I don't know, they didn't really let me sing. And I was like, okay, well, you're going to start singing. He allowed me to hear a couple of his original songs. And I was like, Steve, we've got to play these songs. We've got to figure out how we're going to do it where either both of us are singing or just you're singing and I'm singing backup. But
Right.
We really figured it out, and we started insisting that we at least have one of the original songs per set. And now, I mean, really, we could do an entire show. We've got dozens of original songs, including some new ones that we're going to be in the studio recording now that we have a little bit of downtime.
We get to test market these songs, live audiences, and we're pretty honest about if they're going to work or not.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this real quick. And sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but she left a thought. So you're going to be recording some tunes. Hold that thought for me, though, please. Check out Playin with Fire. Look at the ticker down below. Are you ready? 2020 and closer than we know. And that was a 2018. Spotify, YouTube, and iTunes. So you were going to talk about the recording. I hope that was the path we were leading on and what we were having earlier in the conversation.
You can see that we have 3 CDs, one full CD and 2 EPs.
Right.
The direction we're going in seems to be going back to the way they did it 50 years ago. An A side and a B side, 3.5 minutes.
Right.
Nobody has time and nobody's going to listen to an unknown band for 6 or 12 songs. They're not going to do it unless you have a hook into someplace.
Do you think it's the ADHD or the attention span?
I'm not. That's not even a joke.
I do. I don't think you're right. They don't.
If you can't hit, that's what they did in the Fifth, Everly Brothers, all of it. If you can't get to them the first 15 or 30 seconds of the song these days in the commercial format, don't even bother.
Right.
And so we've discovered that having 3-minute songs that aren't stream of consciousness bullshit, excuse my French,
no, that's
that
fine.
have a message and go somewhere are going to work. So that's what we're doing when we go into the studio.
And this is all uncensored. If you feel the need, you got to get it out. Get it out, man. We're not gonna scold you.
Never tell me that.
So the plan now, and it's funny you brought up his name. The first 3 official recordings I've ever done were with John Chiara. With previous bands. And it's funny because what you're doing is coming out of covers and going into, and so what you did was come out of covers and go into originals. I went into writing originals right up until about, 5 years ago, and then started playing covers. And now I'm like, I want people to hear my music again. And I think that's what Playin with Fire is all about.
Absolutely.
We can play this cover for you and you're going to love it, but you are going to love our music just as much.
We can still play some gosh darn kick-ass covers.
We still have,
however,
there's a lot
they're
of
very
stuff.
select ones that we know we kill.
Ralph, one of the things that when we're playing, when we kind of moving into the original, we watch people and we watch their reactions.
Yeah.
And because it's our music that's coming from the heart, it's authentic and it's energetic.
Yep.
We say this is better than playing Midnight Rider or Honky Tonk Woman or something like that.
Or Simple Man.
Or Wish You Were Here.
All beautiful songs, beautiful songs, but these are right from our heart. And
so now let me ask you, Kim, when you do play out live, do you try to work it in with a few covers, or are you more like, hey, we're playing with fire and boom, you come right out and play some of your own music?
No, we do work it in with covers.
Yeah.
We definitely have covers in our set list, and we try to incorporate the originals in.
Right.
We try to introduce our original music so they know it is our original music. The last song that I wrote, and Stevie actually had a part in writing it
Right.
as well. It's called Gunner's Blues.
Yep.
And Thomasina Winslow gave me, in my guitar lesson, a homework assignment. She gave me a
Yep.
blues riff and said, "Kim, write a song." And I was like, so I'm starting to just play it at home, and I start thinking, holy cow, I actually have some great freaking lyrics that would fit right in with this. So this is a song Stevie and I wrote about 7 years ago for our old bandmate Grant Perry, who's a
Right.
fantastic lead guitar player. So his nickname is Gunner. So
Okay.
we called it Gunner's Blues, and we've been playing it all summer long. And boy, it's a hit, totally a hit. We love playing it. The fans seem to love it.
And you're ready to go record it.
We're going in the studio to record. Yes.
And when are you going to be hitting the studio with? And is it John Chiara, Albany Audio Sound
Yeah.
Associates, I believe, right down there in Albany? And when do you head into studio with him?
Probably in mid to late October. Right now, we've kind of had an interesting summer here, so
Yeah.
we're gonna have a couple of band meetings and go over this new, which 2 songs are we gonna do, and go in and knock it out.
Yeah.
And
There
just
you
keep
go.
doing a couple of songs every few months, something like this.
We also discussed, Stevie had an original song called All I Can See that honestly never got enough airplay or anything. And it's such a beautiful song. And now Travis, our new bandmate, is singing the song. And boy, he's killing it. So we're thinking we're going to actually re-record the vocal on that song and possibly release that. But again, we have to have a band meeting to discuss these things and figure out if that's exactly what we want to do. But that song deserves people to hear it. And
So that must have been pretty hard. Did you want to add something to that?
Dave?
Dave,
Me?
did you want to add something to that, Dave?
Okay.
No, you just let them do all the talking. Okay,
Yeah.
you're here too, buddy.
They're doing great. I'm supervising.
Right. Okay. You just make sure you go, no, that's wrong. So that must have been tough. So not to say anybody can be replaced, because obviously we can't replace someone like Steve, but
Yeah.
you waited a little while, and I mean, was there anybody else that kind of stepped into Steve's shoes, or was it Travis? You were like, okay, we need this young dude to come into this band and just give us a little punch in the arm and do what we have to do, because it seems like he's re-energized all of you to kind of come in and play some music.
Yeah, he's a super talented young man, and I met him 7 or 8 years ago with my husband. We happened to stop in a pub for lunch, and he was singing for tips, and I normally I just kind of, it just kind of, I don't know, it's just part of the sound of the restaurant, and I just could not stop listening to him sing. What a beautiful voice! And I introduced myself. And last year, he was actually the very first article I wrote for Nippertown Magazine, because I have always wanted to help this young man with his career. I've had him open for our band with his original band, Sugar Skull.
Yep.
We've had him play during our set breaks for us, and we've always had this loose connection with him. But I've always had it in my mind that I always want to mentor him and inspire him and help him as a young artist. And when this happened with Steve, we did try to do it without a rhythm guitarist, and I picked up my guitar. But it's clear that I can't.
Getting better every day.
I'm getting better, but I can't.
There he is. He speaks up now.
I can't perform to
He's
the
alive.
level that I want to perform and sing when I'm trying to play the guitar and remember the notes. And I am a singer, and I'm totally a singer at heart. I can play guitar fine, but it just takes away from my focus.
Right.
So
well, that's cool.
When we thought of getting someone else to do rhythm guitar, Travis was pretty much the first person I thought of.
Right.
I mentioned it to Stevie's wife, and her face lit up, and she said, "Kim, I think Steve would like that."
Yeah.
So
see, that's great that you have that blessing.
Yeah.
Because how would you know? You don't know. He's gone, and it's really a tough decision to make when you have the wife's blessing, kind of like Nippertown. With Sarge Blotto passing away, and his wife giving Jim and Laura the blessing to do what they did, and giving us all a chance to do what we did and write, and Capital Underground, making its return there. Yeah, it's the same thing with Playing with Fire. I met Travis probably 10 years ago, and he was an amazing young child playing guitar.
Mhm.
And I'm like, dude, with a name like Rockensteyer, you're bound for greatness. And that's really awesome. And then Sugar Skull is his other band, and we'll get into that.
We just released a record, by the way. Not a record.
What's that? Well,
we just released new songs with Sugar Skull.
If you see me I'm listening to you, but if you see me looking down here, I was kind of sharing. So if you're watching this video now, please share the video to your friends, Messenger, your page, groups. So I kind of wasn't sure what to do first, release Capital Underground podcast first, but I said, no, I'm going to do the Playing with Fire interview tonight. And what we did is the Capital Underground podcast will come out, I don't know, maybe midnight tonight, maybe earlier, maybe tomorrow morning, but Playing with Fire will be the first 2 tracks. And we will be playing the track we led into this show with Thunder in, and we are going to have Travis featured on Capital Underground podcast. He wanted to say a few words, so he's going to be part of that. And we're going to feature that new tune, Bury Me by Sugar Skull.
Bury Me, exactly.
Right.
Good stuff.
So, yeah. So that's
I saw him perform it live the other night at the Ellesmere Fire Department with Sugar Skull. And I tell you, what an incredible show. Such high energy. Beautiful. They did a beautiful job.
I'm listening to the tune and I'm like, okay, it's cool. Oh, wow, it's good. Oh my, it's real good. Oh, his vocals are amazing. The guitar playing, and it's on the heavier side. And I'm a hard rock metal kind of guy too, who loves bluegrass, blues, gospel, whatever it may be. Just bring me some good music. I want to hear it. But I don't close my ears to anything. Let's talk about this weekend. You got a big show coming up. So maybe Dave, you want to take the lead with that one? No?
Sure.
Okay.
So are you waiting for me or am I waiting for you?
We have a big show coming up this weekend. You guys do the 24th. You want to tell us about it?
Why don't you go ahead, because you know more about it than I do.
Well, Albany. Well, all right.
Dan set it up.
Let me interject at
Danny
this
set it up.
juncture.
Yes.
Know,
Go ahead, Dave.
what,
Dave, just tell us if he's wrong.
all right.
Oh,
I'm gonna
no
should I
problem.
whisper it. No. Albany County got in touch with us.
Yep.
They said we need a good band to do our Albany Fall Festival with our 5K run, and we were honored that
We don't have to run,
us,
do we?
No, we got to run
no
around with
running.
our
okay.
guitars and stuff. But so we're doing that on the 24th. We're playing for around 1:30 to 3 o'clock. It's going to be a beautiful day. The weather's going to be perfect, so we're going to do that. And it's a nice, to be picked by Albany County to do the show.
I think
Firefighters Memorial Park, Delmar. You were saying earlier on the border.
Yeah,
of
it's
Slingerland too.
It's a big area there. It's off New Scotland Road and Bridge Street. And they're going to have food trucks and some other acts playing there too. So they're promoting it pretty heavily with Albany County.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Please share it to the Albany groups, to the stream, and also I'm sure you guys have an event or something on your page or some type of post. How do you find it in this world? Like, I'm not guessing, and I don't want to, say I know too much, but I'm guessing you've all been playing music a long time, and things have changed in the music business. I mean, before, I remember handing a cassette tape with a bio and a picture to a club to be able to get a gig. And now it's just send them an email with the EPK or whatever and your links and videos, and they want to see how many. Do you find it's hard for a band to get recognition these days? I mean, being that we are of a more experienced generation, we are, us like me, 50 and above, who we had to learn a whole new way of promoting our bands and a whole new way of booking. How are you falling in line with all the social media and all that? And you keeping up with it?
Together. We all work together. I mean, Steve and I handled a lot of it, and Dan as well. There's other of the bandmates who are more on the back burner. They handle, some booking and things of that nature. But, now Travis is a band, so it's me and Travis that are kind of taking the lead on some of the social media posts. Dan, of course, has always helped. We all look for, shows. We all help. Everyone's contributing in that regard.
We've
So
gotten,
we're a great team. We really
well,
are.
the
A great
social
team.
media has helped us with. We did the Tulip Fest, and we promote band. We have a lot of followers. Not everybody comes to our shows, but it keeps going. I mean, there's this band out called Cersei.
Yeah, absolutely.
They remind me of the Captain and Tennille, only a new version. No, this is what it is. I'm not going to say what it's. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know exactly what they're doing.
Yep.
And that was a very successful act, and they're taking it and they're doing original music.
Yeah.
And they're traveling all over the country because there's something unique. Because it's not just about the music. 80% of this stuff is your performance. Nobody cares if you're the greatest guitar player, the greatest bass player. Nobody cares. They want to get entertained and be engaged.
Yep.
And that's what our strength is. We don't hold back. We're older, but we've still been doing this for a long time. I come out of New York City, so I came out of the punk
I'm still
scene.
a kid. What are you talking about?
So we kind of know what we're doing with this, and we know what, most importantly, we have a lot of fun.
For more information, you can check out www.playingwithfireband.net. Thanks to Fuzz for producing the show and hanging backstage and checking in. And if you have any questions for Kim, Dan, or Dave of Playing with Fire Band, put them in the comments, and then we'll hopefully get to them. Let's back up a minute, Dan. You were talking about Tulip Fest, so we kind of went fast through there. So are you telling me that it was just kind of a call you got one day, but they were like, "Hey, we saw you had 2,100 friends."
The pandemic threw us out. We were supposed to do Dad's Fest. We were supposed to do some other big thing, and everything, as you know, got canceled and pushed back and pushed back.
Right.
And so we have another very nice spot with the Tulip Fest, and it was a great audience, and we got to play our original music for people like WXT that were in the audience. And
absolutely.
Other town. And we think it worked well, and we were grateful to do it. So
it was a blast.
And Keith from Albany Events,
Keith Morales,
Keith Morales,
great guy. I had a chance to say hi. I met him real quick at one of the Alive at Fives. Great guy. That's the guy who you connected with.
They actually had us open Alive at 5 when it was simulcast. It was funny when they were doing you're talking about a new world order here with everything being like this.
Right.
We played at a place called Paulie's Hotel, and they simulcast it. There was their first event, even though it was filmed or done a live broadcast.
Well, that's where all of these live podcasts came, and it was something I was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that. Everybody's doing that." Yeah. But then I got on there, and you join up with Fuzz, or you jump on the crew on Nippertown, and you have some fun with it, and it's like, all right, I want to do this. I want to do this kind of thing myself too, So it is the wave of the future. And pretty soon, not so much COVID, but the weather's going to get shitty. It's kind of shitty out today. So it's raining, pouring, and storming, and be safe out there if you're out there getting stuck in those storms. But it's the wave of the future. So I'm glad that you guys could be part of this. And Saturday is where you can check out Playing with Fire live. This Saturday, September 24th, when you're going out at 1:30, you're playing till about 3. The Albany County Fall Fest and 5K run. Is that what the 5K is? This is
they're having a run, I guess, along the rail trail. So none of the traffic's going to be blocked off. It's not going to be like we have to have a pass, and there's no problems with traffic. Nothing's going to be blocked off.
Right.
So there'll be plenty of parking too.
You can stay connected with Playing with Fire on Instagram and Facebook, and of course their website too, playingwithfireband.net. So what else is planned? I mean, there's a show that's this weekend, but you got something pretty cool and something unique coming up. And hopefully the weather stays with us toward the end of October. And we're talking about a place called Stablegate
Winery. Yeah.
Stablegate, beautiful place.
I don't even know how we came across this place. It was maybe like 2 years ago, and Val hired us, and boy, she's just incredible. We love her, and what a pleasant location, just great people, very, very relaxed environment. And so we played there a couple of years ago, played again last season a couple times, and then we're going to close their season out this year. And she's super stoked. She actually carries our Playing with
Oh.
Fire hot sauce
Now you got to tell them
at
about.
the location.
There you go.
Which
Merchandise.
What a segue.
we've
We
got
got it.
merch. We got merch, baby.
Isn't that the best part about playing music is the unique venues that we get to play? That it's like, okay, I'm going to play Paulie's. All right, I'm going to play Fusebox, Empire Live, Putnam Place. But when you can be outside with people in a setting that beautiful,
Yeah.
whether it's Stablegate Winery or Windy Hill Orchards or something just unique, or a brewery that like Real McCoy Beer Company,
Real
they
McCoy,
open the
yeah.
garage doors and the whole neighborhood comes out. That's been something that's pretty special for me. What are other like venues you really like playing that stand out in your head? And Dave, I want you to give me one too. I got to
you
get you in
go.
here, man.
I mean, we had a couple gigs at outdoor venues along the Hudson.
Right.
And we had beautiful weather. We had great people, and it's just a blast. I love doing those shows,
Yeah.
especially if you've got great weather. It's just the
Yeah,
best.
outdoor shows the best.
Yep.
Dan?
We did the Baltimore Conservancy to help them rebuild their barn. It was a great gig.
Always a great gig, and they're always looking for people to
and you know what?
volunteer.
Right.
Every year we get
Right.
hired for CDPHP, the corporate challenge. Every
Mhm.
year we do that. That's outside. We get to do. I say the names wrong up here all the time. Queemans.
Queemans.
Okay.
Queemans.
How long have you been in upstate New York?
You can tell from my accent. I'm there. So then there was another one called.
Cooks.
I call it Jura Lemon, and somebody says
Joralemon.
Joralemon.
Yeah,
Okay.
Joralemon Park. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
We
I
really
destroy names all the time. I'm with you, brother.
we love doing these outdoor concert series. They're
Yep.
they're just so much fun. Usually they're kind of short shows, but it's like it brings such amazing crowds.
Mhm.
Everyone's just so relaxed. We sell a ton of our merchandise and our CDs.
Do the plug.
Yeah. No, but people love
Buy
it.
our
And
hot
I tell
sauce.
you, our hot sauce is something else.
Gotta have
People
it.
love it.
Yeah, I saw the hot sauce going. I saw that you're selling that at Stablegate. So venues you play,
Yep.
they can sign like a T-shirt here. Sell our hot sauce. That's awesome.
We sell it at also at Perfect Blend in Delmar. We sell it. One of our best supplier or our best vendors is the Delmar Marketplace and McCarroll's, the Village Butcher. They're just incredible. They sell out every time. They're calling me every other week for hot sauce.
Very good.
Actually coming
Okay,
up.
check this out. Michael Laporte says, I was honored to play a gig recently with this band. They played some harp and some blues tunes. Fabulous song. He played some. So you see that comment there?
Yes, and
Yeah.
guess what, Michael?
Thank you, Michael Laporte, for
you are
watching.
going to be on our CD for Gunner's Blues. I've already talked with him about this. He
Right.
just killed it when we
Okay,
played
so
Gunner's Blues.
I read that a little fast. So
Yeah.
Michael got up on stage and played some harp on some blues tunes with you guys.
He sat in
Great.
with us for the whole show.
Great.
He sat in with
And
us.
that's another thing too, is I found I've never been in a band until the tradition to where if I have an extra guitar, oh, come on, get up and jam with us. And we do it. It's like, oh, we didn't practice it. We can't do that. That's the way it was before, for me anyway. So how many other times is Michael, is this like a rare thing for him to jump up, or has there been other musicians that get up and jam with you? And who would be some of your favorites, if there are any?
We had Scotty Mack sit in with us.
Very good.
It was actually a gig that Dan couldn't make. And as soon as he said, I got Scotty Mack to fill in for me, I said, okay, I know we're in great hands. And boy, I tell you, he killed it. He was amazing. What a professional guy, just so much fun to work with. And it really was an honor, for us to work with him.
Yep.
I love Scotty Mack. I love Scotty Mack too. I love Scotty Mack.
Yeah.
If I was still alive, I'd have Scotty Mack playing in the Elvis band. You know what I'm saying, baby?
Scotty Mack has left the building.
That's what I like about Scotty Mack, and I'm rubbing my Elvis doll as I talk about it. And we're old friends, but Scotty, that's another guy, man. He's true to what he does, and he's been doing it and played all over the world in bands, and that's cool. So Michael Laporte,
Cena Winslow has got up on stage with us a couple times actually this summer. I actually don't really allow too many people to touch my brand new Charvel guitar, but I was so honored that she that she came up and she played my guitar twice this summer.
That's
I
a
don't know
state-
what Philip. I don't know what Philip Lupin is saying, but he's saying boat show. Boat show. You ever played on a boat? Because I know that he's in a metal band called Faced, and Philip, he was on. Was he on a? They played on a boat. So have you ever played on a boat?
Well, we played at the barge, the barge in Albany
Well,
and the
did the
barge
boat
in
move?
Waterville a couple of
Right.
times.
Oh, that's a great
That was
venue.
a
Yeah.
long time ago.
I think with Philip.
I played on this was another band a long time ago. We played on whatever that cruise ship is out of Troy on the Hudson, and
Captain
we had
JP.
a guy in the band who actually got seasick while we were playing. He was like turning green, and we're all laughing.
That's some funny stuff.
Doing the song called Sea Cruise, I heard.
There you go.
So
Hanging over
boats. I think what Philip Lupin is referring to, and here it is again. He's saying boat show. I think he's referring to the Captain JP, or not the Captain JP. That's the one in Troy. The Dutch Apple Cruise. They do a lot of
Yeah.
music boat cruises. So,
Maybe
so
he
yeah,
wants to play on there. Call.
yeah.
really.
And it's funny. It's funny. The guy who owns it, his name is Anthony Renna, but we're
Okay.
no relation. His father was Lou. He was the captain. And we became friends a long time ago through Capitol Underground Live and his old venues. Anyway, Anthony Renna, you should book Playing with Fire Band. Here's the thing. I guess I can spread this to you now too. This is something I've been doing because I got it. When you get into playing in bands, and Dan, Dave, and I'm sure Kim, you can attest. Did some of you wind up getting into booking other bands besides your own bands?
Well, I used to do that when I was down in
Right.
New York City. I'd always have 2 or 3 bands that one could replace the other.
Mhm.
Right.
And I used to work with agencies and on my own. And one of the words that I heard that I didn't understand was, "I heard you booked a screamer last night." I said, "What in the hell is a screamer?" It says when the couple had or a wedding or event hired one band and you sent them another, and the bridegroom was screaming. That's not the same people.
Right.
So I heard you were on a screamer last night.
Okay, so my point being with that, go ahead. Was there
No,
more to
that's
that
it.
story?
Yeah.
I find sometimes, like, say, if I have a gig and they're looking for someone, I of
Yep.
course always pass on another band's name. If we can't do it, and it's funny because many years ago, Kenny Albright, who I'm sure you know, he reached out to me because his band couldn't play at a gig, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever because I didn't even know who he was really. He knew my dad. And I was like, you know what? That's really an awesome musician that like shares the wealth. If they can't do something, they try to hook up their friends with a show or something. So if that's the way I do it. If I can't do something, I'll say to Travis, "Hey Travis, can your band do this?"
Right.
Or "Hey, can this one do it?"
Right.
I mean, I don't know if that was really what you were trying to get at.
Well, what I'm trying to get at is that I stopped booking, and I got into it for a while because it started a long time ago with a punk band I was in. Everybody wanted to play with us. I mean, not tooting my own horn, but I'd book bands, and then I didn't play out enough to hook them up. So I was like, all right, I'll just book a show for you here. I'll book it here and do that, and whatever. And so I got into the business that way, just accidentally. And the way I like it now, and the way I do business is a band will be like, "Hey, Ralph, we want to play where you're playing." Okay, let me check you out. Okay, no, I know you're good. Okay, I'll refer you. And then I obviously going to see them playing somewhere that I want to play. And it's kind of been helping.
Yeah.
So bands like Soul Searchers and Midnight Radio and Harmonic Duo and Playing with Fire. And, that's kind of the thing. And I think this is a attitude the whole scene needs to take on. The whole scene needs to help each other. And I'm not gonna call out to the bigger bands and say you should, because they're busy. Like bands like Cersei, they're on tour and they'll do anything they can do for anybody. Both the Rich and Mel, they'll do anything they can do for anybody. I'm talking about we're all still kind of struggling in this now, so we got to play some new places. So I think that this is a calling to the scene is to help out more.
Yes.
Yeah.
And help each other more and support each other more.
Right.
Where can folks get that hot sauce? Fuzz is asking.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can contact me directly, Kim Cirillo Wickham, or Playing with Fire. You can go on our page there.
And you see that, Fuzz? Fuzz
There
is our
it is.
producer.
Or like I said,
So thank you, Fuzz.
You can get it at a number of different locations. The Del Mar Marketplace, McCarroll's, the Village Butcher.
You can come to a show.
Perfect Blend. You can come to a show. We've got it at all of our shows. So yeah. But
Fuzz, can you put that up again for me? Because that's why he's here producing for me, so he can quickly pull up that. There it is.
We
This is
called it Hot Licks too. That was Steve or your idea, Danny? One of you
Probably
two.
Steve.
Hot lick sauce.
Hot Licks.
I've noticed only a few bands, the Erotics being one of them, an old metal band, Wartime Manor, and now Playing with Fire has hot sauce. How hot is that sauce? Do you guys?
It's not
Are you
that
s-
bad.
No,
It's not that. It's not really spicy.
But
right?
it's got a great taste.
Got
to
it. Yeah, it
Flavorful.
really is.
Yeah. A guy at our show actually down at Henry Hudson Park was drinking it. He was literally drinking it. I was like, "Are you okay?" And he goes, "No, I told him this is freaking awesome sauce." And I was
That
like,
could be the
"I know."
Playing with Fire hot sauce challenge. Now that could go
You got it.
viral. We never
We
know.
get this stuff specially made. This is actually true. By some little guy in New Jersey, in like Wayward, New Jersey, wherever he is, and he only can get a certain amount of cases
Certain amount,
of this.
Yeah.
You really can't. This is absolute truth. You can only get we buy a whole bunch of cases, and then it's gone. If we want more, we
So
have
he
to
specifically makes a hot sauce for you, and it's kind of
Well,
patented toward you. Or?
He does it for other places too, but
Right.
this is not like something you can find on a store shelf.
No,
And
especially if it's
somebody-
coming out of Jersey. Great.
Mark?
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
someone
no,
had
yeah.
someone
A
told
friend
us
of ours does
told
it,
us
yeah,
about
helps
it. We tried a test market and said this is pretty good stuff.
Yeah,
And so it's kind of fun, and people always come back for more.
I
But
think the creativity part doesn't stop with just the music writing. Your merch, your logo, your shirts. What are you going to print that on? You know what I mean? There's limitless possibilities when it comes to a band marketing themselves. So I guess that's my next question. So now here we are. We're just trying to make music and play tunes and get our music out there. Playing with Fire Band. We want everybody to know about you. So now you're juggling social media, and I can't just stop by and drop off a tape and no bio. It's all digital. Now you have to deal with marketing yourselves.
Yep.
So has that been a challenge for the band?
I think in many ways, social media and stuff makes it easier because, I mean, gone are the days when you were going around at midnight, stapling posters to telephone poles and stuff.
You don't still do that, Dave?
No. I go to bed at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but I mean, you can post stuff. You can, get the word out on Messenger. You've got the website. So there's a lot of things you can do in terms of going out, and handing out cassette tapes. Now you can, just shoot somebody a recording on email, and
one of the
it's
things
so
that we
quick.
did-
It's so easy.
yeah.
One of the things that we did was we test marketed a song across the United States. We didn't
Right.
just stay regional. We said, and we got likes from California. We got likes from North Dakota, from Alabama, from Mississippi, from Florida,
All over.
Massachusetts. Then we didn't, we were doing that to see if our music would translate outside of the Capital District. And they really enjoyed it. Now, the next thing to do, which we really didn't follow up on, was getting in touch with the radio stations in those market areas.
Right.
But we found out that there was an audience for our stuff, and they made comments that they really enjoyed it. And they, that some of the people thought that they didn't know who we, they just really enjoyed listening to the music. So we test. You can't get that kind of action with sending your tapes to the A&R people.
Right.
Somebody's going to throw it in a pile and say, yeah, we'll sign a deal for you, but we're going to put you on the shelf because we need a tax write at the end of the tax write-off at the end of the year. I've been through that, and they'll give you $20,000 and say, okay, see you. And then what happens after that was you have a readily made available platform to get your music out to a wide. If you're smart enough to really follow up, it's a job. You really got to keep at it.
Yeah.
And that way. And the next thing is to get your music used in. My thing is videos and film documentaries.
Mhm.
I've had some action with that. What we try to do is try to get these. We find out where someone's doing a film or a documentary, and get it to the musical director.
Right.
The audio visual market is surpassing anything else right now. Everybody's doing independent films. Everybody's doing documentaries. If you can just get a snippet of your music in there,
Yep.
you've done something. You know,
I have video games too, man. Video games, of course, still the wave of the future, and that's video games and getting your movie in accredited. Even a small movie, any kind of
these
movie,
small movies
anything.
don't have a budget to get Led Zeppelin, to get the Beatles, to get the Stones.
No.
They can't afford it.
Well, they ain't going to get Elvis, baby. They ain't going to get me.
Well,
I'm
they
not
can't
coming
get
back.
Elvis.
I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. Speaking of Elvis, did you guys see the movie?
Not yet.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I watched
Was
it.
all right?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I watched it like 3 times. So yeah, I'm an Elvis fan. Obviously, you see the Beatles in the background, and yeah, I love me some Sex Pistols too. But Saturday is the big show. That's what's coming up next. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about? I feel like we just action packed so much into this show tonight that I just want to end it on a high note.
Yeah, I there's a couple things like you were just talking about the visual, and last year over COVID I started doing these little promo videos. And the promo videos, first of all, they were so much fun to do. I picked like a little snippet of whatever a hot song was, that our original music, and I would put some pictures to it or whatever. We did our song "Wishes" that Stevie Wright wrote. Which is an incredible song. What I really want to do is I want to go back and I want to do a video for the song "Closer Than We Know," which was written for my friends that were killed on Pan Am 103 back in '88. And I actually have started getting little snippets from some people in Lockerbie, from some of my classmates from Syracuse University, and I have a whole thing in my head of exactly how the video is going to go, and I'd like to get that done before December 21st, which is the day that the plane went down back in '88. So that's one thing.
Meaning and purpose. That's okay. That's good. You got a plan. Go ahead.
I want to also do a video for Thunderin', because I think that's a freaking incredible song, and another thing I want to just go back to about you saying how we need to work together and help each other out. And that's one of the things that I was blessed to meet Jim Gilbert for, because
community,
it allowed me to do this article that I've been writing now for 6 months. I'm on my 7th article. And that's the whole purpose behind me doing the articles, is to help young local artists who don't have people to help them. I've done Ethan Crowley, I've done Shar, I've done the CM School of Fine Arts that helps a lot of
And she's referring to being a writer and a contributor to nippertown.com. So that's where you can check out Kim's articles, and that's cool. Good.
But it's like, if we're going to be musicians and do this, it's part of our obligation to, inspire other people, to help out, to, it's a lot of hard work, and we have a lot of experience, and we can share a lot of things. And that's why I'm glad Travis is in our band, because I can help him. We can help him. In addition to having fun and still doing what our dreams are, playing music and living this dream as long as we can do it, Ralph.
And hopefully, when we play, or when any band plays, you take people away. They got their troubles. Everybody got their troubles for an hour, whatever. That's all gone, because they're listening to the music, they're digging, they're rocking out. That's the best blessing of all.
Right. And they leave, they go home from one of your shows, and you come home that night and you check your phone or your computer, and you say, oh, wow, there's Alice. I just met her at the show. She likes our band now. Yeah. And hopefully that happens this Saturday, the 24th of September, 1:30 p.m., Playing with Fire Band live at Albany County Fall Fest and 5K run. Who's in the race? You guys racing? No one's running.
No.
Dave, Dan, no. Travis, Al Cash is a runner, right?
Al might be
oh yeah.
That's why he's not here tonight. He's practicing.
Yeah, he's
training. He's in Philly running up the steps to the Rocky statue. All right. Well, thank you for being here. And sorry the other guys couldn't make it, but they missed out on the fun. This was an awesome interview. And this Saturday, you can check them out live. And we'll see you soon, guys. Thank you very much for being
Thanks
here.
so much.
All right. Playing with Fire Band. We're going to leave you with a little music, too. Why not? Fuzz, where are you, man? You've been hiding in the background all day.
I am
going to come out?
Sure.
Are you going to show yourself or no? You going to show yourself today? No,
not camera ready today, buddy.
Not camera ready. Can we hear you? Can you hear me? Okay,
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just got notice that the band Erie will be coming on Capitol Underground face to face. We're just trying to lock down a date. And when this show pops up, it pops up. It does. And I still want you on the screen with me, but maybe I can't bring you on. What do you got me locked out?
I do.
I guess you got me locked out. All right. So there he is. Okay, here he is. I was like, he's got to come on the screen with me. Hey man, that was cool. So Playing with Fire band.net. I'm excited. Maybe Saturday. I might roll over. Cass she's going out of town this weekend, so I might roll over to that 5K run.
Dude,
roll over in my truck and
go.
get out and stand and watch the band. Not run. You're not going to see me running this thing yet.
I think Dave is my spirit animal.
Before the second step.
I think Dave's my spirit animal, dude.
Dave, I felt a connection with Dave. He didn't say too much, but when he did say shit, it was real.
Right. It
was real.
That's
and
right.
I think they're like,
cool.
I think they don't fuck with Dave. I don't think they mess with Dave. Dave seems to hold it down. But thanks to Playing with Fire and Fuzz, thanks for hanging out with us tonight in the background and popping up the comments.
I got you, man.
Please share the video and please because Fuzz and I have been talking. What did I say after last week's show? I need to slow down and shut the fuck up. So tonight was my slow down and shut the fuck up night.
You said that my show sucks, I think. Was that?
No. I never said. I said I need to slow down and shut up. And tonight was there's a big note in front of me. It says slow down and shut up. And I let him do it. So thank you to Playing with Fire for making that a good interview. And if you'd like to be on face to face, if you'd like to be on that Fuzzing Rock show Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Who's on this week?
I got Rich Sorensen on this week, man.
Rich Sorensen, another veteran in the local hard rock.
So Rich recently had some health issues, which took him out of work. Now, if you don't know Rich has like 800 projects going at once, and he never really finishes anything. When he does, you have to pressure him to do it. But he's got a bunch of stuff. So he went.
You're talking shit on Rich?
Oh, 100%. I always do. So he has all this stuff in his hard drive. He's pulling out all this stuff, like old stuff. And
okay.
And he wants to show them on the show. So I'm like, hell yeah. Come on.
So what are you talking, like old footage?
No, like
or
old
what?
tunes, like old unfinished songs.
All right, Rich Sorensen, you heard it here first on that Fuzzing Rock show. And we're going to say goodbye with a little Playing with Fire here, okay? Good night, everybody.
Get that hot sauce. Get that hot sauce.
All right, I'll get a bottle for you. Leave it up there. Leave that hot sauce up there. Leave it up there.
You got it.
We'll see you when